The Annunciation mosaic of the 11th century in Saint Sophia of Kiev is not only one of the monumental compositions that illustrates the announcement by the Archangel Gabriel to the Blessed Virgin Mary that she would conceive and become the mother of Jesus. It is unique for two reasons. Firstly, the location of the composition, and secondly, the dialogue between them. At first blush, there is nothing special about it. It is situated in the upper zone of two altar pillars framing the altar apse. Archangel Gabriel is striving towards her, bringing the good news. And Virgin Mary is depicted with a ball of red wool and a spindle, which symbolize the spinning of the body of Jesus Christ. By the way, according to the Apocrypha, that is, non-canonical writings, Mary can be depicted near the well, as in Joachim and Anna side altar of Saint Sophia of Kiev. The idea of relating the Annunciation with the altar space belongs to the pre-iconoclastic period. For example, it could be situated in the very apse as in Euphrasia Basilica of the mid-6th century in Porridge, in Croatia, or located on the triumphal arch above the altar as in Sant'Enerio and Achilleo Basilica of the late 8th, early 9th century in Rome. A vivid sample of the mid-10th century is in the crypt of Santa Marina and Cristina in Carpignano Salentina. The figures of Archangel and Virgin Mary flank the altar niche, where the Savior is depicted on the throne. However, the general norm of the location of the Annunciation on the altar arches of Byzantine churches appears only at the beginning of the 12th century, as in Cappella Palatina in Palermo. In the famous mosaic ensembles of the 11th century, such as Hosius Lucas, Neamoni, and Daphne in Greece, this plot has not yet been singled out from a number of other festive scenes, and together with them was depicted in the vaults located along the perimeter of the nave. Placed on the pillars separating the nave from the altar, the Annunciation contains the real altar space, which is perceived as an element of the scene itself, symbolizing the boundary between the celestial and terrestrial worlds. Such an idea most likely goes back to one of the lost monuments of Constantinople, but it appears in its final form on the altar pillars in the paintings of Saint Sophia of Kiev. In the 11th century, the only analogue of the Sophia Annunciation was a mosaic of the Catholicon of the Vautipedi monastery on the Mount Athos, where the figures of the Archangel and the Virgin Mary are also depicted on the pillars of the altar arch. The second peculiarity of Saint Sophia of Kiev Annunciation is the dialogue between Gabriel and Mary. The figures are accompanied by lengthy Greek quotes from the Gospel of Luke, which is the only canonical text that describes this event. By the head of Archangel Gabriel there is an inscription, "Rejoice, O full of grace, the Lord is with thee." On the left side of Virgin Mary it is written, "Behold the handmaid of the Lord, be it unto me according to thy word." As we can see, the words of Archangel Gabriel in the mentioned Vautipedi Annunciation are divided into two parts. Above Archangel it is written, "Rejoice, O full of grace." Above Virgin Mary, "The Lord is with thee." Almost all of the words are wrongly spelled in Greek. This is not unusual in instances where the artist is of outstanding ability but grammatically not very literate. For example, Theophanes the Cretan, a renowned iconographer of the 16th century, has produced masterpieces, but almost all his work is full of spelling mistakes. As for the Gospel text of the Annunciation, which reproduces the dialogue between Gabriel and Mary, it seems to reveal the Gospel page to the viewer and let him enter the sacred narrative, emphasizing at the same time the semantic connection of both figures located on the sides of the altar apse. It is noteworthy that such a quotation of the dialogue between holy characters is not used in other compositions of monumental cycles, and the pre-altar Annunciation turns out to be an exception, which becomes a firm tradition of post-iconoclastic art.